Hello, everyone.
Hi, hello.
Let's give 2 minutes to those who are joining, but please let us know on the chat if you can hear us and you can see us. Morning, Martin. Okay, thank you for letting us know that you can hear us and see us. Perfect. Good morning to all of you. If you could let us know from which location you are joining us. Normally we see plenty of people from almost whole Europe and not only. So it would be really nice to see. Netherlands, Estonia, India, Australia. Okay, so Barcelona, one of my favorite places. And USA. Okay, Peter, it should be not really convenient time for you today. Portugal. And Violetta. Hi, Violetta. Violetta is from Divinity, and we are all, and I am also in Wrocław as Violetta. Szymon is from Warsaw, so different part of the Poland, but we are both in Poland today. And Poznań. Perfect. I believe we have waited 2 minutes, and this should be enough for those who are who wanted to join us today. Just a couple of information. The webinar is recording. You will get the access to the recording after the webinar. For us, really important, if you have any question to things we are talking about, please let us know on the chat. At the end of the webinar, there will be a Q&A session, and we will answer as much question as it will be possible. So anything you will have in mind, please share that with us, and we'll try to make sure you will get the answers. Okay. We are starting, Simon. You are ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready,
Yeah,
Katarzyna?
of course, as always. So today webinar is around how to maximize your current Jira investment. We will be speaking about the 6th dimension of clever Atlassian use. Okay, I see that Lars has a technical problem. So maybe Arjun, if you could somehow help Lars, please try to do this. But we are getting back to our slides. So we'll share with you the 6th dimension of the clever use. This is our framework which we are using when we are working with the customers. Let's move forward to the introduction part. So who we are? We are representing Divinity. Divinity is Atlassian Platinum Solution Partner and Platinum Marketplace Partner. This means that we are the company who both produce the marketplace apps, and we are providing professional services around Atlassian, both like sell and also selling licenses. There are more than 350 people on board. It's still growing, and as it's really popular thing today, we are conducting migration on a daily basis, and this is something which is done by Simon's team. So we can say that more than 50 migration conducted by us already. I believe this number has already grown. So yeah. Going further, we are your host today. My name is Katarzyna Dorosz-Żurkowska. I'm head of Atlassian Services, and today with me there is Simon. So Simon, a few words.
My name is Szymon Szerewicz. I'm Atlassian DevOps team leader, and as Kasia mentioned, my team is these days mostly responsible for cloud migration, but still we maintain some DC instances and everything what happened in Atlassian Stack background.
Thank you, Simon. As usual, we have a bonus for those of you who are joining us today. At the end of the webinar, we will be speaking a little bit more about that, and I hope you will enjoy it. First, a short question to you. Please reply on this on the chat. Does your organization view Jira as a necessary IT tool or a strategic business asset? Necessary one, okay. And strategic business assets. Perfect. We know that the approach to this answer can be different, depends on the company. You know, sometimes treating Jira like a simple tracker means that some companies are missing the bigger value it can deliver. That's why we are asking about it at the beginning. So thank you for all those answers I can see on the chat. Just a quick background why Jira underuse in general costs you and your organization. Underusing Jira comes with hidden costs. Like most organizations don't even realize. There are direct costs like paying for unused licenses, redundant apps, indirect, slow onboarding for new people and productivity loss, sometimes also the technical debt, especially growing over the years. And there is a strategy cost where when leadership loses trust into data, the innovation stalls. So what looks like just the way we use Jira can actually be quite expensive for the organization, and we sometimes not look at that this way. Why are we here today and what we will cover? This is the agenda for today. We will go through the 6 dimension of the clever use of Atlassian tools. We will start from why strategy is the foundation, going through missing documentation and why it can block continuity, what clutter fields and workflows and apps can do to your system. And then we will land into misaligned setup, which hurts Jira UX, compliance risk and why you can't ignore it, and the lack of the metrics hidden, which hides Jira real value. And as I said already, at the end there will be Q&A session. So if you have any question, please put them on the chat, and we will answer them at the end of the webinar. Okay, let's go to the overview. There is a 6 dimension we are mentioning, covered 6 different areas, and this is an example of the spider graph we are providing to our customers when we are assessing the maturity of each category on their side. And in the same we will deep dive into each of them in the same as you can see, starting from the strategy and development, through the documentation, system hygiene and maintenance, through user experience, security and compliance, and reporting. So let's deep dive into the first of it, which is the strategy and development of the platform. Without strategy, every team configures Jira differently. What looks like a flexibility quickly can become fragmentation. There are common symptoms like hundreds of workflows, duplicate fields, inconsistent naming, and admins get stuck firefighting instead of improving the platform and adjust to the needs. So this is why strategy isn't just nice to have. It's a foundation for everything, and having the tool properly adjust to the business needs. We are providing you with the table where you can find what are the symptoms of lack of the strategy across different teams, but because different roles experience lack of consistency in a very different ways. From overloaded admins to skeptical executives, each pain point shows why a clear strategy is essential and what is the business impact of on each of them. You can deep dive into that after and see if there are any symptoms on your organization in which you can see and or you can hear similar sentences. Simon.
From chaos to control, start with a governance board, our first fix. When Jira is rolled out team by team without a common plan, everyone customizes it to their own needs. At the first, you feel flexible with that, but soon it turns into a patchwork, hundreds of workflows, countless fields, and no easy way to report across the projects. So the first and most important fix is establish a governance board. Think of it as steering committee for Jira. This group sets a single direction for how platform evolves. Instead of every team adding their own new structures, the board reviews requests, defines standards, and ensures that changes benefit to the entire organization. The payoff is a clear system that scales, supports strategy, and doesn't require endless firefighting from administrators. Can we go to the next slide, Kasia?
We are on it already.
Thank you. So what does this governance board actually do on daily basis? Four key things. First, it centralizes decisions. No more surprise custom fields or workflows. Every change is reviewed and approved. Second, it defines standards like consistent naming, reusable workflow templates, and field usage rules. Third, it prioritizes improvements so the most valuous ones are implemented first. And finally, it owns Jira Evolution, turning it into a managed strategic platform rather than a collection of quick fixes. With these responsibilities clearly defined, Jira stays coherent and future-proof.
The second things we want to mention is creating a platform roadmap. A governance without a roadmap will be still reactive. So the roadmap is about creating a step-by-step plan. For example, for Q1, we are preparing for the cleanup and standardization, in Q2 automation UX improvements, and at the end, and for example, in Q3, there will be an reporting and BI integration improvements. And this order always matters. You need to reduce chaos first, then improve the user experience, and at the end, you should demonstrate the business value. By that, it's much easier to prove the value of the tool in general. When we are thinking about the cleanup and standardization criteria, there are plenty of initiatives which you can implement on your side. There are key actions which we are always suggesting, and really important, having the success metrics, because without them, we don't really know if what we are doing is giving us the benefit we wanted to get. Also, similar table in terms of the automation UX optimization criteria. You can deep dive into that after the webinar and trying to find out the points which are proper to your organization, to what you are lacking today, and where you can gain the more value. Similar in terms of the advanced reporting and BI optimization. What is really needed? What tools do you need? If it's necessary to have something outside of the Jira, maybe not. Let's think about that, and also always try to think about what will be the measure of the success on your side. Also, really important thing is the roadmap prioritization Canva, which we are providing you here, because from lots of things you can plan on your roadmap, you need to think what to start from. So we are always saying, let's think about the business impact and the complexity. If there are things which have a high business impact and they are the complexity of implementation is low, let's think that those quick wins should go first. But if you will land in things which from your perspective are complicated and really complex to implement, and the business value coming from it, it's not really big, let's reevaluate if it's really needed to do this. This sometimes goes with the cost, which will not have any return from it, from this investment. By saying that, we are landing in the second category, which is the documentation.
So documentation is often seen as optional, but it's the backbone of healthy Jira instance. So without it, critical knowledge sits in only few people's head. When someone leave or change roles on our organization, new admins face a steep learning curve, and everyday operation could slow down. A single well-structured knowledge base, for example, Confluence, can solve this problem for us. It captures how Jira is configured, why certain decisions were made, and how to perform routine tasks. That means faster onboarding, smoother audits, and fewer repeated questions from teams. And here we've got one scenario from one of our clients. One main admin, let's call him Bob. That person, that Bob manage everything. Project, permission, workflows, automation, whole scope of Jira administration tasks. But kept know-how in his head and private notes. There were no run books and no explanation of why things were configured a certain way. So when Bob left, the new admin was afraid to make changes without breaking shared schemes. Simple requests stalled for weeks while they reserve engineering to set up new things. Meanwhile, users flooded support with "how does this work?" questions. Onboarding slowed down and deliveries suffered because people couldn't use Jira consistently. So we need to know that tribal knowledge becomes operational debt, and we pay for it at the first turnover. Can we go to the next slide, Kasia? Thank you. We've got a table with inefficient documentation symptoms here. This is tell you how can you tell your documentation isn't doing its job. Starting with onboarding time, if new admins or users need weeks to get productive, that's one sign. Another clue is recurring support tickets for the same issues. People clearly can't find answer on their own. Lack of clear change history is also a risk. Without it, you can track who changed what and when. And finally, if key information spread across emails and chats, audits will be stressful and error-prone. And recognizing these symptoms early lets you fix them before they become a critical problem.
Okay, Simon, so how about fixing the documentation
across the teams? Sorry, the slides stuck and I didn't see that. Thank you, Kasia. The good news here is that improving documentation can be straightforward. Start by creating a single source of truth. As I mentioned before, Confluence will be quite well here. populate it with runbooks for routine admin tasks and step-by-step onboarding checklist for new users. Enable automatic audit logs, so every configuration change is recorded without any manual effort. And you can also encourage teams to update content continuously, not just during big projects. Over time, this living knowledge base reduces repeated questions, speeds up audits, and frees administrators to focus on higher value improvements.
This is really important because knowledge management and the clear documentation has lots of benefits, starting from the continuity, the compliance piece, like already Simon mentioned. When you are going through the audit, it's really important to have it. And the productivity, when answers and standards are already documented, teams are not wasting time for solving the same problems all the time. We are always thinking that the documentation is really needed when you are experiencing a big change, like the migration from the DC to cloud, which is the piece that everyone or you are after, or you need to think about this project really soon, as the end of life of this is coming, and it will come to us really, really quickly. Having those documentation during the migration project is crucial. Otherwise, you are thinking why something was configured that way, how we did it, what was it for? But we really need to have it. So this is really the moment when we are saying, yes, you will use it, your documentation for sure. Let's move to the next category, which is the system hygiene and maintenance. Simon, let's start deep diving into it.
System hygiene is not at, let's say, good shape, Jira gradually turns into the jungle. Unused fields, outdated schemes, and old apps accumulate. Pages could load slower, sessions take longer, and dashboards give you inconsistent results. So it's frustrated users, and they may abandon Jira and track work in spreadsheets or chat threads, undermining the very reason you adopted the tool. So preventing this is not glamorous, but crucial. Schedule regular cleanups, monitor growth of custom elements, and prune what isn't used. It's far easier to maintain order than to rescue a system that has already become overgrown.
Yes, so there are quick fixes which can help you instantly, like the field usage audit or the workflow simplification. We can say that after years of working in this ecosystem, we saw the workflows which were so complicated that no one understands why is it working this way. And if you wanted to print it, it was so huge that it wasn't even possible. And also the piece around the app rationalization. This is really important because most of the apps which you are using from the marketplace, they are paid ones. And we always suggest to check if the native Jira features are not enough for you, or maybe there are apps which can do exactly the same and you are paying twice. This is the example of the Jira instance hygiene audit table. You will also get a piece of that in our knowledge hub, which you will get the access after the webinar with the recording. There are plenty of areas which you can look at. There are just simple examples like the fields and workflows with the impact and the fixes we are suggesting. But let's remember, a regular cleanup routine transformed Jira from a jungle of clutter into a reliable platform. So this is a task that needs to be repeatable every 6 months, 12 months. It depends on you and your organization. But let's think about that this is crucial to be done sometimes. Okay, let's go to the user experience and how the misaligned setup hurts Jira UX. So First and really important thing is that poor UX is the fastest way to kill the adoption of the tools. There are common issues like fields with plenty of screens with plenty of fields on it, confusing statuses, or over-engineered workflows. The consequences are quite simple, like higher training costs, frustrated users, or inaccurate data, which is really painful. Quick wins which you can implement are simplifying screens, reduce workflow complexity, or even unifying layouts. In general, when Jira is easier to use, people actually want to use it. And please don't have in mind that this is maybe not about you, because you are you can use the tool you are administrating, or you are managing, or you are from IT and you simply understand how it's working. But sometimes there are end users who are from different departments, and the use of the IT tools for them can be a problem, and they will try to go out from Jira, and you will have more and more tools to handle, to administer, and to maintain. And for sure, you will not get a proper data. What are the first setup fixes that can significantly improve the UX? There are plenty of examples, like merging duplicate workflows, avoid having more than 10 statuses variations on one screen, and having plenty of fields on one screen. Please deep dive. Please think if there is something which you heard from the people you are working with, and maybe there is something you can improve really easily on your side. This is also really important things, because the poor Jira configuration costs you, and it costs you money. There are 4 areas which we are always thinking about when judging if the configuration is done properly. Is the cost of the training, especially for new people who are coming to the organization. The admin workload. You shouldn't burn time for repeating tasks, for doing the same, or even answering the same question all the time. Also, in terms of the licensings and apps, there are companies who are paying for similar apps, and this is simply a budget waste which can be avoided. And internal policies, because there can be hours lost during every week or month across hundreds of users if the configuration is not done properly. Let's move to the security and compliance, because it's also connected with what I was saying about.
Security problems very often go in silence. So too many users with global admin rights, former contractors who still have access, or missing audit logs may go unnoticed until something goes wrong. When a breach or compliance review occurs, proving what happened and containing damage is extremely difficult for us. So prevent measures like regular permission reviews, automated logging, and strict approval workflows are your best defense. They ensure you can demonstrate control at any time for you. Also, I've got scenario from one of our past customers. A client brought in a contractor to help with Jira administration during busy period. The valid project ended, everyone moved on, and no one removed his access. So he still had a valid account, still belonged to old groups, and still had visibility into spaces where commercial work happens. Months later, the contractor's new employer and the client went after the same public tender. While the client was preparing the bid, the contractor quietly logged into the client's Jira and found the ticket thread with the submitted offer attached, with pricing, scope, and delivery committees. That information gave the competing bid a decisive advantage. So the client lose the tender. Worse, once the situation came to the light, it's escalated beyond IT cleanup into a legal, reputational, and board-level damage control. The final outcome wasn't just losing a contract, it was losing trust and ultimately to customer relationship. So access left behind becomes leverage in the wrong hands, and you only notice after the damage is done. And on the next slide, we've got example of security risk and consequences. Here we can look at real scenarios. Legacy projects may contain personal data and remain publicly accessible. Or marketplace apps can have unpatched vulnerabilities. An excessive number of administrators increase the risk of accidental or malicious changes. Without an audit trail, it's impossible to prove compliance with GDPR, SOX, and other things. Consequences include reputational damage, regulatory fines, and costly remediation. These examples highlight why security must be built into everyday Jira administrator tasks. And on this table, are you audit?
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
No problem. Can we go to that table? Are you audit and compliance ready? Thank you,
Yes,
Katarzyna.
exactly. We are here.
So being audit ready means you can show evidence of control at any time, not only when inspection is scheduled. Every change to workflow schemes or permissions should be logged with who approved it and why. User access should be reviewed regularly to remove dormant accounts. With these elements in place, compliance checks become routine and stress-free. So you can use later this table to check the area. You can ask yourself this question, and if even one is no, this means that you can be potential at risk. And on the next slide, we also got table with what you can do on that situation. This final table links common risks to concentrate actions. And here, for example, too many admins introduce regular access reviews and the principle of least privilege. Unmatched integration, disable recognition those without clear owner, no breach response plan, draft and rehaze one of all key stakeholders. Treat this table as a living playbook, review it quarterly, assign responsibilities, and track your progress. By systematically address each risk, you can not only protect data and meet compliance standards, but also build trust with leadership and users.
Okay, we are moving to the last dimension we want to mention, which is reporting and KPIs. Without the metrics, leaderships always sees Jira just an IT tool. The symptoms for that can be no dashboard, no SLA visibility, manual reporting. There are fixes which we are always suggesting.
Sorry, Kasia, I believe we can hear you twice. I'm not sure
why. So there is a problem. Okay, how about now? It's worse or it's better?
It's the same, I believe, or even worse.
Okay. Right now? Something is going wrong with my mic, it looks like.
Now it's better, I think.
Okay, now it's better. Okay, it's better. It's okay. Let me try to check things out. Okay. How about now? The only thing which is coming to my mind is to leave and come back. Okay, give me a second.
Adrian, I believe you can hear me well, and there is no problem with my microphone. Okay, thank you, Adrian.
Okay. If you can hear me right
now. Yeah, now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Now it's okay. Okay, perfect. Let me come back with sharing my screen, and we can move forward. Great. I was saying that there are a few fixes which we are always also suggested to our customers, always, like the standardized dashboards, translate technical data into business KPIs, or the integrate with the BI tools. Reporting in general shows that the ROI of Jira, and it makes relevant to the business leaders, which is really important. Because you know that someone needs to pay for those tools and for the work which is done around that, and we need to prove the value which is coming with it. How we can make Jira more visible? It's as I already mentioned, there are standardized dashboards, especially for those people who needs and adjusting the data to the persona which is receiving it, because there will be different things which are interesting for the leadership, the C-level, or for the managers. But let's try to make sure that they are getting what they want from the information they should see, and those information should speak their language. So there should be this common understandable what is inside of those information we are providing to them. We should focus on the business focus KPIs. So we need to translate the technical stuff into the business one in general, like the SLAs, which are where there will be an understanding from the people, or the executives metrics, like the time to market or customer satisfaction. Also, BI tools integration can be really helpful. There is, of course, the Easy BI, Atlassian Analytics, and plenty of other marketplace apps in this area, but sometimes it's needed to go outside, like for the Tableau or Power BI. So let's think about that when you are proving the value of your tool in the organization. This is the example from the JSM area, where the SLA time management app can be used, for example, for the SLA trends, backlog health, or cross-team velocity. And reporting them and showing that can be really important for example, help desk managers or owners. How to prepare reporting process step by step. There are 5 steps we want to highlight. Is defining the goal. So what for we are creating those dashboards and those reporting. Clean the data, because without proper data, we won't be able to give proper informations. Then building the dashboards, validating it with the proper personas, and review it and improve, because it's not something which is done once and it will work for years. The business is changing, so sometimes the needs are changing, and you need to make sure that you are reviewing what you are showing on the dashboards, and if it really meets the business needs. At the end of this category, I also want to say that they are not separate from each other. Without the strategy, there is a high probability you will not have the proper documentation, and the UX will not be working. You need to also have it prove the security and the compliance part. So don't think about them as a separate parts, but one joint thing which you need to deep dive into each category sometimes to make sure that you are ready and you are prepared for the future with your tool. So still, if you have any potential blocker for your next Jira upgrade, if there is something which you see as a compliance risk, or something which is for you a long-time business blocker, we can answer all those questions right now or after the webinar. Depends if we have time. We have still 20 minutes, so there is plenty of time for the questions. As a bonus for today, we are offered a free system hygiene and maintenance audit. This is one of those 6 dimensions which we can assess for you for free of charge totally. If you want to get that from us, simply write an email to me. It will be the easiest part. We'll go through this with you and give you the proper answers and the quick fixes you can implement. It will be adjusted to your needs and to your organization for sure. Also, as I've already mentioned, there is a knowledge hub we have created. There are plenty of materials from the previous webinars. There will be also a recording from today's webinar with those slides which we are presenting and much more. You will get the access to it after the webinar via the email. Okay, Q&A session. This is the time for that. Are there any questions? Because I don't see anything on chat until now. If there is something you want to ask us, we'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Okay, so we have the first question. Which tools could you recommend to help and speed up audits?
There is a lot of tools in the Atlassian marketplace, but you can use, for example, Dr. Pro tools. A lot of our clients use it, also us. So it can help you to speed up and audit your instance. But it's a lot of other tools also. You can just try it. What is the best suits for you?
Okay, we have a second question. I don't know if we understand it properly. Team reports, open source tool was very helpful, but now it's not giving the correct results.
I'm not sure I know that tool. You can just try to contact us after the webinar. Maybe someone from our team can check it and tell you something more about that. It is under apps, okay. So I unfortunately I'm not familiar with that tool, but maybe someone from our team can tell you more about it.
Okay, anything else which are coming to your mind after what we have presented today? Okay, this is really good question. How many custom fields is too many in the cloud?
This question have 2 dimensions. So first of all, performance, and it depends of what plan you've got. But the performance sometimes it's not the important ones, but the perspective from how to administrate these custom fields, how to these fields could be visible in a lot of way for the users which use that Jira in your case. So usually we don't recommend have more than 50, 70 custom fields. Of course, if you are a big organization, a lot of custom fields will be needed for you in different projects, in different business area, but usually in good audited instance, no more than 50, 70 custom fields are needed on your instance.
Okay, thank you, Simon. There are two more questions. What strategy should we take to reduce Jira admins? Especially each business units has different requirements. Can you recommend something in terms of reducing the Jira admins?
Yeah, so for sure, if you talk about Jira Cloud, because we need to know that we've got two administration level. First of all is administration of whole organization, and then administrators for Jira, Confluence, and other apps. So for sure, you need to limit it organization admins to only that person who are responsible for system part. And then you can just go to that Jira and Confluence admins. And if someone don't need to create new workflows, create new schemes, you can just have a few admins with specific roles for each business process. So you don't need to, of course, create admins for each project, but you need to have only few for them.
Thank you, Simon. Next question is around the roadmap, I believe. Are there any efforts from Atlassian on adding more features to sprints? Simon, I don't think we know the whole roadmap for Atlassian products by heart, but we can help with finding out what is in plans in this area later after the webinar. Okay, and this will be your favorite question, I believe. Yeah. What is the best way to determine what apps are if
we talk about Confluence, we've got a tool called macro usage, when we checked where specific macro are used in which space and with what date. When we talk about Jira, it's more complicated because not all.
But if I may jump in, it was a question about apps, so rather than macros only.
Yeah, but macros are usually related with apps. So when we talk about Jira, it's more hard to check it. There is also some tools you can help it, but usually the best option is just turn off a specific app and check if someone contact you and complain that some functions are missing. So this is usually the best way still to check.
Yeah, that's why we are laughing, because the easiest option is the most helpful one in this area. Okay, the next question is also around the roadmap. Any upcoming features on Jira plans? As for now, it's too much when you add more dependency tickets. So for sure, we need to deep dive into that after the webinar. This is also a case that sometimes the way of using some apps and some features is too complicated to handle by this feature, and we can say that looking at the projects we are handling sometimes for the customers. Okay, next question. What strategy do you suggest to manage custom fields? Background: we implement different business processes that have their own terminology and separate custom fields, add value to the Jira solution.
So as we mentioned at the webinar, we recommend to have this governance board, which will be responsible for what custom fields will be created, when and why. And it need be also well documented on Confluence. So first of all, if someone come to you and ask about creation new custom field, then you can send this to that person to that governance board, and first they will check if something similar exists and they can use in that specific case. And then if not, then maybe they will think about if they see any value to create new custom field on specific projects. So I will go through that way.
Okay. So next question. When should we use extra apps versus just using Jira built-in features? Is it okay to use multiple add-ons for heavy customization? And does that indicate we are using Jira effectively?
So if we have if less apps we have, Jira is let's say easier to administrate, yeah, and we've got a lot of customers that they install some apps from marketplace because, for example, they are free, and they don't use it very much, but they installed it because they don't need to pay for it. But in the timeline, it happened that these free apps become paid apps, and you pay for it because you even don't remember this is useful for you or not, but you only know that you just install it and probably someone use it and you need to pay for it. So the other case is that we have a lot of features in Jira Cloud that can be used natively against other features, like, for example, automations with script runner. Part of them we can just switch to automation rules built into the Jira Cloud, but it's a lot of cases, and we can talk about it with hours.
So I believe also the free audit which we are giving to you after the webinar can also help answering this question. Okay, is there anything else you have in mind and you want to ask us? As far as I see, that was everything which was put on the chat. I hope we didn't miss anything. Okay, I am checking because someone is Martin is typing. So let's see if this is a next question. If not, we'll go to the end of the webinar slightly. Okay, so thank you for today's webinar. It looks like we have covered all those questions. As we've already mentioned, you will get the access to the recording and those slides after the webinar, also to the plenty of content we have on our knowledge base. It can be really useful to you if you want to deep dive into parts of what we are what we have prepared for today, and what we have speak about also later. If there is anything we can help you with, also please remember that we are offering this free system maintenance and hygiene assessment. I believe this is a really great to have a report after we could assess your instance and your environment. We will think about the next webinars. We are still preparing the agenda for the rest of the year, as we are hosting those webinars almost every month, or even sometimes more frequently. For sure, Jamila, we will take into consideration what you have shared with us. So thank you for being with us today. I believe we can end, and hopefully we will see you during the next webinar in May.
Yeah, thank you very much, and see you on the next webinars.